Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So the Golden Globes was Sunday night. Yeah, sorry you missed it. I don't think anybody watched it really, but there was a couple notable events. One was how Taylor Swift didn't appreciate the joke about her getting less screen time in the Golden Globes than she does during the NFL football games, which personally, as a Chiefs fan, I think it's pretty awesome that she shows up to the games. She supports her man, Travis Kelce and all that stuff, and still makes time to show up on Sundays. And honestly, I like seeing her wearing my team's gear, Chiefs gear and all that stuff. And I don't mind when they cut to her after Travis Kelce makes a good play because Travis Kelce just made a good play. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with it. And I like how she's bringing a little attention to Kansas City and bringing new football fans into the fold and Chiefs fans into the fold and stuff like that, which as soon as they break up, everybody's going to hate the Chiefs. So it's only short-lived unless they get married and, who knows. But the other thing was this one from the Daily Mail. Dylan Mulvaney turns heads on the Golden Globes red carpet as she approaches the one-year anniversary of disastrous Bud Light campaign that cost the iconic brand billions. Let's just read the article. Transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney appeared on the red carpet at the 81st Golden Globes in Los Angeles Sunday night. Mulvaney posed for the cameras as she walked in the ceremony almost 1 year after a controversial Bud Light promotion. Mulvaney was already phenomenally popular on TikTok for documenting the transition. Basically, I believe it's just that I don't believe that Dylan is actually a true transgender. I think Dylan is just an actor, and Dylan has even said theirself, trying to stay YouTube friendly, I don't want to misgender, has said theirself that they're a theater person. So Dylan, in my opinion, is just wearing woman face. Until the day Dylan goes ahead with the full surgery, I'm going to maintain that position. Mulvaney is now known for the controversy surrounding the failed promotion of what was America's most popular beer for 22 years. Yeah, that's right. This year, Bud Light was passed by Modelo Especial as America's #1 selling beer. The brewing giant created a limited run of Bud Light cans with Dylan's face to celebrate 365 days of being a girl. The phrase Dylan uses to describe the transition. Mulvaney partnered with the brand last April for its March Madness NCAA campaign and posted a video April 1st while holding a can. The new April Fool. Oh my gosh, gotta scroll past this. Despite the cans being extremely limited run and only featuring in one video, conservative figures were outraged and called for boycott. Also, the LGBT became pretty mad themselves when Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch didn't back Dylan 100% in the face of all the backlash. They didn't double down. But yet they did double down as they continued to fund, pride parades and things like that, which are kind of up the same alley, right? The doomed deal was an attempt by since-departed marketing VP Elise Heinerschneid to attract young drinkers and abandon the beer's fratty and out-of-touch humor. They say since-departed, but you know what? I don't know if she isn't still on paid leave. She might be. I haven't actually heard, and I don't think it is confirmed that she's actually been fired. The backlash caused Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, to lose $400 million in sales, and U.S. revenue dropped 10.5% compared with the year before. As the conservative backlash grew into a widespread boycott, Anheuser-Busch stock plunged 20%, Bud Light sales fell 26%, and Modelo Especial became the new best-selling beer in the country. The brewer's hangover continues. Heads continue to roll at Anheuser-Busch with the resignation of its U.S. marketing chief in November. Sales of Bud Light have never fully recovered, and I think it's probably going to take a long time for it to ever recover if it ever does. But, they're sponsoring the UFC now, and we'll see how that goes. Everybody was giving UFC credit. A lot of people were trying to say that this is Bud Light's redeeming moment, essentially. Now they're sponsoring Sean Strickland's opinions, which aren't so LGBTQ friendly, things like that. And I'm not believing it because, frankly, Bud Light wasn't the actual sponsor up until the year rolled over, which we haven't had a UFC event with Bud Light as the official sponsor. So like I said, we'll just see moving forward. I wanted to go over to this article from the Daily Mail. Americans drank 2 billion fewer beers last year, lowest since 1999, and boycott of Bud Light over Dylan Mulvaney tie-up is to blame. Plus, Gen Zers are ditching alcohol completely, which that's a great thing, honestly, alcohol's not good for you. Beer's not good for you. So, at least as far as we know, right? Beer sales have lost their fizz, with the boycott of Bud Light over its campaign with transgender influencer and changing drinking habits to blame. Sales were down 5% in the U.S. for the first 9 months of the year and on track for the lowest annual level since 1999, according to the industry beer group Marketers Insights. In real terms, this means shipments were on track to fall behind 200 million barrels, about 9 million fewer than in 2021. That's about 2 billion fewer beers drunk by Americans. Good for you, America. Hopefully you're not replacing that with something else bad, but, whatever. We'll take it. A boycott of Bud Light over its tie-up with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney is a key reason. Sales of the once leading brand are down almost 30%. Beer drinkers switching to other lagers have not made up for the dramatic fall. But changing consumer habits are also dampening sales, as younger Americans in particular are increasingly turning away from alcoholic drinks. That's really good. The Bud Light boycott saw sales nosedive and Modelo Especial take over as America's #1 beer brand. The firestorm, which began in April 2023, saw Bud Light's parent company Anheuser-Busch lose $390 billion in second quarter sales alone compared to the year before. And by December, sales of the beer had not recovered despite the company teaming up with NFL stars on a marketing campaign in an effort to boost sales. In the 4 weeks ending December 9th, Bud Light's retail store sales were down 28% compared to the same period in 2022, according to the Nielsen IQ data analyzed by consulting firm Bump Williams and cited by the Wall Street Journal. Mexico import Modelo Especial overtook Bud Light as the top-selling U.S. beer by dollars in sales in retail stores last year, although Bud Light remains the top beer by volume. And I would guess that the top beer by volume is because they're in every sports stadium across the country. It's really easy to get a Bud Light. It's really easy to get a Budweiser. But if you want a Coors, if you want a Michelob, if you want something different, you want a Yuengling, you got to go to the specific kiosk or the specific place that's actually serving that particular beer. They made it real easy and real cheap to get Bud Light compared to the other beers this year. So keep that in mind. The projected sale of under 200 million barrels of beer for this year is well down on recent years. In 2021, the U.S. beer industry shipped 208.6 million barrels, according to the data from National Beer Wholesalers Association. A traditional keg in a bar is equal to half a barrel. National Beer Wholesalers Association President Craig Purser said in a speech to wholesalers in October, "This is an industry-wide 5-alarm fire." As well as the Bud Light boycott, 2 other reasons are behind the slump. Younger Americans drink less, while those that do prefer so-called hard seltzers. Can't stand those things. I tried to drink one time. A survey last year by data firm MRI Simmons found Generation Z had the lowest alcohol consumption of any adult age group in the U.S. And I wonder if that's because medical marijuana is becoming more prevalent and, legal in more and more states. And I wonder if they're actually turning to that instead. 58% of legal drinking age respondents said they had drunk alcohol in the past 6 months. Sales of non-alcoholic beer shot up by 32% to October last year, according to Nielsen IQ. Mounting health and wellness concerns have helped fuel the spike in non-alcoholic beers, with younger drinkers more likely to opt for a 0% beverage, researchers said. And among drinkers, hard seltzers are becoming increasingly popular, alongside relative newcomers including canned cocktails and malt beverages such as Boston Beer's Twisted Tea. That also sounds gross because I don't like tea. In the U.S., revenues from the hard seltzer market are expected to reach $37.7 billion in 2024, according to Statistica. White Claw and Truly Hard seltzers dominate this space, but other spirits-based seltzers, including High Noon, have been collectively growing strong double digits and gaining shelf space in occasions from beer. David Steinman, Beer Marketers Insights Vice President, told Fox 10. So, a little bit of a going into the new year update on where Bud Light is standing, where they're going, what's kind of going on with the beer industry, stuff like that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.